So I think I found the best gym fragrance for men. Stay tuned to find out what it is and then comment down below to tell me that I'm wrong. Hello, thank you for clicking on the video. My name's Steve and this is Everyman Fragrances. Now, some of you may know that I've been a gym goer my whole life pretty much. I did let myself go though sort of during lockdown and after having a second child, and then at the start of the year I decided to get back in shape and shift to the dad bod, and I ended up losing sort of 20 pounds over 3 months. And I've maintained it since. Now during that time I've gone to the gym a lot and I still am. So I've sort of realised that a gym fragrance, or finding that gym fragrance, is a lot more difficult, or it can be a lot more difficult than some people give it credit for. A lot of people just reach for a summer freshie, basically, just a summer fragrance or fresh fragrance or something like that. And you know what, that can work, it can be fine to do it like that way. However, I think there's some sort of more kind of subtle little kind of nuances about a whole gym fragrance that can make it more challenging than people give it credit for. Because yes, you can just go for a summer freshie, but quite often they're very citrus heavy and they can also be sort of quite synthetic at times as well. And what you don't want is for your gym fragrance to be kind of nauseating or sort of choking or something. You don't want to be on a treadmill and then the person's getting next to you is, you know, especially if you're getting hot and sweaty and it's making you radiate more and sort of push that fragrance out even further, and then the person on the treadmill next to you is just kind of choking out, or just from this sort of very sort of synthetic citrus that they think, at least, smells like toilet cleaner. So it can be a challenge. Now, so I've sort of decided, I've sort of been trying to find the ultimate gym fragrance for me personally, and you know what, I think I found it. So before I tell you what it is, here's the criteria that I'm looking for from a gym fragrance. This is me personally. As I say, you could be different to me, but I want a gym fragrance to be affordable ideally, because if I'm wearing it like 4 times a week, but I'm only wearing it for like 1 to 2 hours at a time, I don't want it to be like a super expensive niche fragrance. Of course, if you're a high roller, you're a baller, knock yourself out, go for it, but I'm not. So I want it to be affordable. More than fresh, I want it to be clean. I want it to be a clean fragrance, so basically I smell clean at the gym and I don't smell like a sweaty bastard. I don't want the person next to me to sort of think I smell like sweat, BO or anything like that. So obviously I do maintain myself, don't get me wrong, but I want that fragrance to smell quite clean. I would use the word fresh, but as I say, with fresh, you've got to be careful in the sense that if you start going into kind of citrusy, and then potentially you've got this sort of, especially if it's an affordable fragrance, it could be quite synthetic and then toilet cleaner associations, etc. But yeah, so clean primarily, also ideally fresh. I'm not that fussed about the performance, in the sense that I definitely want to be able to smell it, but I don't need it to last very long. It's only got to last a couple of hours tops, and even sort of shittest performing fragrances kind of will last 2 hours, unless it's Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Projection wise, it doesn't have to be a sort of big projector either. I want to smell it on me. I want it to be a relatively close bubble, or if someone is next to me, or if I'm chatting to someone that I know at the gym, they can kind of smell it, but I don't want it to be overpowering at all. So I want it to be noticeable, but not overpowering. So those are the things I'm looking for from a gym fragrance, and I think I've found it. Okay, here's the big reveal. It is Hugo Boss Bottled Unlimited.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Okay, I know a load of people are swearing about me now and switching off. I get it, okay, but just give me a hearing on this, right? I know this is basic, but that's what I need it to be. That's what I need from a gym fragrance. It smells good. It's definitely clean. It's definitely fresh. Performance is not great, but it's good enough. I can smell it for a couple of hours. Projection isn't great, but again, it's good enough for what I need it to be. And you know, it smells good for the price. It really is. Look, I get it. Like I say, it's not an interesting kind of super exciting fragrance, but I don't need it to be at the gym. I just want something that I'm not going to get sick of, It ticks all those criteria I mentioned, and I can just wear every day without kind of thinking at all. And this currently is it. So I don't know how I got onto this fragrance, but when I saw the notes, that's what made me kind of curious. And then obviously it's cheap enough, I thought I'd just take a punt on it. So at the top it lists grapefruit, violet leaf and mint. Now, I don't get that much mint. I get sort of a element of sort of citrusy kind of vibe, but it's not particularly that strong. But I do definitely get violet leaf. For me, the violet leaf is one of the sort of strongest, most dominating notes in this fragrance, if I'm being totally honest. In the mid, it does list pineapple, which again, I thought, oh, that could be a really interesting twist, a slightly kind of fruity type fragrance. It's also kind of got rose in there that lists labdanum, musk, sandalwood. So there's a lot of sort of clean, fresh, floral type sort of notes listed. But when it came, as I say, unfortunately, I don't get any of the pineapple, which is kind of sad actually, because I thought that might make it an interesting twist. However, that might have pushed it over and made it a bit sweet or something and a bit fruity and maybe not gym appropriate. However, when I was, to be honest, when I was originally taking a punt on it, I didn't think of it as a gym fragrance. I just thought, oh, it's cheap enough, I'll just kind of take a punt. But it's definitely kind of, as I say, really clean. The violet leaf just gives it that real clean kind of vibe. It then kind of like the white sort of florals, like the musk, and then like the rose. The rose is very subtle. It's not a rose dominating fragrance. It's just like, honestly, I don't think of it as a rose fragrance either. But yeah, it's kind of, you mainly get violet leaf, a little bit of a sort of citrus kind of maybe at the start. Maybe a bit of mint, but you've got to look for it. You will then start, you'll get the musk as well, and the kind of labdanum in there that's kind of just gives it this sort of clean, sort of floral cleanness about it, which again, obviously is one of the main criteria I want from a gym fragrance. And honestly, it is basic, I'm not gonna lie to you. It does kind of remind me of like an Adidas body spray, the sort of Ice Dive, I think. I'd be surprised if there's no violet leaf in that. But it's like, it smells like a good version, a really good smelling, sort of more interesting smelling body spray, which is kind of what you want from a gym fragrance, to be honest. And you know, I've rinsed the hell out of this. I just wear this every day. I just put loads of sprays on. It's not overpowering. Go to the gym, I just, without even thinking about it. Some days I do change it up and I do wear something else. But yeah, I've worn this loads, and you can get this really cheap if you look out for it. So honestly, I'm not, you know, back me up here if you do like this fragrance. Comment in the section below, give me some backup. I'm not saying this is the most interesting kind of fragrance out there. I'm not saying it's the best Boss Bottled there is, because it's not. But for a purpose, it definitely serves it. So there you go, there's my gym fragrance. I'm sure you're going to tell me, but by all means comment in the section below what you think to this. Have you tried it? Have you written it off? Do you think perhaps if you revisit it for the gym, like it could kind of work for you? And also, is there a fragrance that actually you've sort of written off, but then you've just, perhaps you were misusing it. You were using it in the wrong situation, the wrong time, the wrong kind of setting, and you used it somewhere else and it worked, and it worked really well. Do kind of let me know. But yeah, I'd be really curious to find out what your gym fragrance is. Please comment and let me know. And yeah, what do you think of Boss Bottled Unlimited? I know it's basic, but it smells nice and it works really well as a gym fragrance. I'm not going to wear it in a club. I'm not going to wear it on a date. You could wear it in the office if you wanted to, but it'd be quite basic. But in the gym, it works. That's it. Thanks again for watching. I do really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe and all that shit. I'll see you for a video soon. Take care. Much love.